Yo, what's going on, guys? In today's video, we are actually going to be breaking down the brand new while an action skill is active, weapon damage is increased by 200%, and we're going to be comparing this to Sentinel Cryo. I have already gotten probably a dozen questions about this anointment because people want to use a different anointment on Zane. So we're going to break down this video. Even if you don't play Zane, you can still learn a little bit from this video. I'm also going to go over some weird quirks with this anointment and kind of pretty much how it works in general. So if you want to learn more about this anointment, keep watching. Now, before we get into the video, don't forget to drop a like on it because I would really appreciate it, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more Borderlands 3 videos. So like I said, today we're going to be comparing Sentinel Cryo to the action skill is active anointment. And yeah, let's get straight into it. So the first thing you guys should notice is the Sentinel Cryo Maggie actually has a little bit higher base damage. We have 2275 times 6, which equals out to 13,650. And the action skill start anointment, or the ASA anointment, is 22,087 times 6, which equals 12,522. So keep in mind there is a little bit of difference. This one does do a little bit lower base damage, but the tests I'm going to show you guys are going to completely clear this up. Now, I have no Guardian rank active, so keep that in mind. I have a very ugly skill tree, so that way no skills like playing dirty, no skills like violent momentum will get in the way of this test, but I did have to get 2C in red to show you guys this test. So here's my skill tree. Right now, we are not spec'd into any weapon damage. And that's what I'm going to show you guys about this anointment, is that it is weapon damage and it is additive with other weapon damage skills. So here is no weapon damage. We're going to take confident competence eventually, and no violent momentum. So we have no weapon damage skills. Let's just go ahead and shoot these. Also keep in mind, I did put the Galaxy skin on the Sentinel Cryo Maggie, so that way we can tell them apart. This is the Sentinel Cryo Maggie. This is the ASA Maggie. So we shoot this once, we get about 13k. Borderlands likes to round. We shoot this once, we get about 12k. That's what our damage numbers say on the notepad. So now let's go ahead and activate our action skill is active anointment. Now there is actually one thing I wanted to let you guys know about this anointment. You cannot swap weapons while using this anointment. This anointment basically checks for action skill start. So we're going to activate our action skill. We get 37k damage. This is about 12.5 times 3. You can pretty much multiply, if you have no weapon damage, you can pretty much multiply your damage by 3. Now I swapped weapons and swapped back, and you see we lose our bonus. So this anointment actually only checks for action skill start. And yeah, so I wanted to point that out real quick. Now let's pretty much compare it to the Sentinel Cryo Maggie. With no other weapon damage bonuses, this anointment will beat Sentinel Cryo. So we actually didn't check for action skill start. That's fine. We're going to shoot our Maggie. We get 13k times 2, which is about 26k. And that's because our base damage of our Maggie does 13k, and our Sentinel Cryo is just going to add that bonus again. Now let's shoot our action skill start anointment. This one does about 37k. So as you guys can see, 37k versus about 26k total. Action skill active anointment will beat Sentinel Cryo with no other bonuses. And that's the point I want to make to you guys, is this weapon damage anointment is just that. It is weapon damage. We are going to spec into some other weapon damage skills, and I'm actually going to show you guys the formula for how this stuff works. I'm actually turning on Guardian rank to get topped off, so we can get our Sentinel back really quick, and then we're going to turn it back off. All right, Guardian rank back off. Now let's spec into Synchronicity, let's spec into Donnybrook, and let's spec into Confident Competence. We're going to ignore Violent Momentum for now because this is a really weird skill to test, so I'm just going to show you guys with these other weapon damage skills. So basically, let's pull up our formula. You guys are lucky I already have this written down. So let's scroll down. So if you guys can see from this first formula, this is basically the action skill start anointment, and the second formula is Sentinel Cryo. So these random numbers you see here, we're actually going to go over on our skill tree. This is our weapon damage right here. Basically, all weapon damage is additive together, and these decimals show the weapon damage in percent. So we get 0.2 from Synchronicity, we get 0.38 at 2 stacks of Donnybrook, and we get 0.35% from Confident Competence, and we're going to have a full shield the whole time. And then we get +2, which equals 200% from the Action Skill Start Anointment. When we do this entire formula, we should end up with about 49,000 damage. So let's go ahead and test that out. We're going to get 2 stacks of Donnybrook, and we're going to activate 1 action skill, and we should get about 49k damage. So let's pull out our action skill start. Let's Fate Grasp. So there's 1 stack of Donnybrook. There's 2 stacks of Donnybrook, and our clone is active, and we get 49k damage. So pretty much as you guys can see, this weapon damage, 49k. This is basically additive with our other gun damage bonuses. We are going to test Sentinel Cryo as soon as our clone wears off. We just want to get him out of here so we don't get any weird bonuses. Now let's talk about the other formula for a quick second. If you guys can see on this other formula, so now we have the same weapon damage bonuses, except we don't get this plus 200%. This equals about 26k damage. So if we do the same test with the Sentinel Cryo Maggie without actually activating Sentinel Cryo, we'll get about 26k damage. So let's do that real quick. 2 stacks of Donnybrook, 1 action skill active, and there it is, about 26k damage. So then we are gonna apply our Sentinel Cryo, which gives us pretty much Sentinel Cryo pretty much gives you an extra pellet. You can kind of look at it like that. However, bonus elements will not get splash bonuses, but there's no splash involved here. So we're just gonna be working with Sentinel Cryo. So let's get 2 stacks of kill skills and activate our Sentinel. We're gonna get 26k damage plus 26k cryo damage. There it is. So we get our 26k damage, and then we get a bonus 26k cryo damage. This equals about 52k. Now, in the end, these two numbers are very similar, 49k and 52k. However, the action skill start Maggie was a little bit weaker, so you guys can even look at this as just about the same bonus. When we did all the math and we account for the less base damage from the ASA Maggie, you guys can see we almost get the same amount of damage in the end. However, this is why Sentinel Cryo is better overall. I'll tell you what we're not adding. We are not using Violent Momentum. As soon as we spec into Violent Momentum, our diminishing returns on 200% weapon damage dramatically decreases. Violent Momentum adds tons of gun damage. But also keep in mind, we're not even wearing a class mod. If we put on a See Undead, Donnybrook instantly gets a 25% bonus. On top of that, our See Undead has 2 points into Donnybrook. My point is, the more weapon damage we add, the less of an impact you will see the ASA Anointment have. So let's put on a See Undead, and let's spec into Violent Momentum. And let's just shoot this gun a couple times just to show you guys. So let me actually activate my action skill. And if we move and shoot, we end up with about 69k. It looks like, or well, that's with playing dirty active. All right, so without playing dirty, we're at about 65k. All right, we lost some kill skills. And let's swap over to the Sentinel Cryo Maggie. As soon as we move forward and shoot, that's 48k twice. So as you guys can see, this is almost 100k, where we were getting between 60 and 70k with the action skill active anointment. The more gun damage we add, the faster we're moving for Violent Momentum. Anytime you guys so that's the moral of the story, is basically diminishing returns. And it's not like we get less for this anointment the more gun damage we add, but our overall damage we get from this is less. The thing about Sentinel Cryo is, like I said, it's kind of just like a bonus pellet. You do your full damage formula, and then you add Sentinel Cryo to it. And once again, keep in mind bonus elements do not get splash bonuses. But yeah, so that was just a quick and informative video for you guys today. If you guys learned something, I would really appreciate it if you could drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more Borderlands 3 videos. That was a breakdown of the action skill active weapon anointment versus Sentinel Cryo. Sentinel Cryo is still going to win. Don't worry though, there are still some very awesome anointments from the new DLC, or I'm sorry, from Revenge of the Cartels that I will be covering. They are actually pretty great. Anyways, guys, that is pretty much it for me. Come check out my Twitch stream. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out.